Taking a little trip around the lake here right now. With still very little snow on the land, but it's been so super cold that the ice is good. So we've got just a loop that we made on the lake, so all on ice here. And we came around yesterday in the night and put all of these sticks out, because when the wind comes, this trail that we're on, we just lose it completely. But we also have this thing called overflow, which is water seeping up through the cracks. That can be pretty nasty to run into, so there's a lot of that right now, and that gets worse the colder it gets. So we put out these sticks every 50 meters or so, and yeah, gee, good dogs. Yeah, every 50 meters or so we put these sticks, just so when we're out again with the snowmobile to break it out after a snowstorm, we've got a little reference point to aim for. Super nice. The light, I won't say sun because there is no sun, but the light just going down behind me. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now, so it'll be dark in about 35-40 minutes. A little bit of cloud in the sky, looks like some snow comes tomorrow. Exactly 21 below is what it says here. It's just about perfect, really. Just a small team, 9 dogs. I've got 1 injured. I've actually got 3 sitting inside on the sofa back there. Just pay attention here. You can see there's a big overflow area here. You can see frozen now, but last night we were driving through water on the snowmobile with that. Yeah, so it's just the 9 here, and I've got 4, 5, so I've got some 9 back there that are either just taking a break or 1 or 2 just some little injuries that I want to be on top of. So it's also just about enough now that they're trained up. It's actually quite hard to stop, even with this smaller team, to be able to stop and secure them. So it's only about, it looks like a lot of snow, but it's not very much. It's about 5 centimeters of snow on top of glare ice here. So they have some grip where we have been along with the snowmobile, but if we venture off to the side, we either go into water or onto ice that they've got no traction on. So again, that's the reason for these sticks, is so we're always traveling in the same place on the lake, not deviating into overflow water or onto glare ice. The ice thickness is really good. It's I don't know, maybe 30-40 centimeters, anything up to 75 centimeters or more in places. So the ice is totally good, and I test that by coming out and drilling holes periodically in places that I know can be thin ice. So no worries about the security of the ice, and yeah, just out enjoying the festiveness of Christmas Day in Lapland. Alright, take a little deviation around an area on the lake that I know is some really sketchy ice even on a year like this. Awesome, the stars are coming out now. You can see what I think is Venus up there. Bought a telescope this year, first time of talking about it for years and years. I doubt whether you'll see that on the GoPro. But the winter light that we get up here in the north, especially when it's cold, is so awesome. And so I bought a telescope. I have no idea what I'm looking at really, just looking at, seems like a few hundred feet closer to objects light years away, but it's still pretty nice to have something to look at the moon at, and I'm sure I'll get to grips with it at some point here. I just haven't quite figured out how to stand outside with a telescope for extended periods when it's 30 below, but we'll see how that goes. Awesome, so just heading into the fading light now. The light on the sled just gives me a little bit of extra visibility on the dogs, but they can see pretty well around. And about 30 minutes I'll turn on my headlight. But great this time of year, especially when it's not cloudy as it is now. There's enough reflection of the snow glistening. I don't know if you can see that glistening, but maybe a little bit too light, but it's awesome. You get this almost fairy-like twinkling in the snow. It can be quite mesmerizing if you're out here for a long time. Frosty Scruffy Muffin, very scruffy with frost. Doesn't show up so much in the white dog.
Some whiskey.
A few folk have asked me over the years what to do about keeping hands warm, and I'm going to do some videos this winter on what I wear and some different systems. Right now I have these mittens on here, which are kind of my go-to mittens, these apocalypse mittens with just a pair of light gloves inside, and I do have a hand warmer inside these. But that system right there is good, especially in these conditions, like 20 below to 30 below. I'm comfortable, and I have quite a lot of damage on one hand, two from frostbite in the past, and that left hand tends to have a bit of a problem, so I'm a bit obsessive about my hands. So this system works really good, and I'll address some of that in an appropriate video and stuff. Below the 30 belows, then I have a whole different system that I go to. But it's not very often that I need to use that. Certainly not here in Europe. Probably in Alaska is where I use that stuff mostly. But if it's super cold, I'm talking 40, 50, 60 below, then I have a whole different system for my hands. I'll do a video also on footwear. Again, I'm a bit like the polar version of Imelda Marcos for boots, but again I have damage on my toes from climbing, and so I'm super fastidious about not sustaining any cold injuries to feet, so I have a whole array of boots for different things. I'm wearing the ubiquitous bunny boots right now. Rubber boots. I think they were made in the 50s for high altitude US Air Force air crews, and they're just still the best thing you can find for anything, for super cold, wet. But there are some things to know about them. They're also generally only available in Alaska through the sort of military surplus places there. But they're definitely the best thing on the market. There's a whole bunch of other things that I'll show you as alternatives, but the bunny boots are definitely the go-to footwear. Okay, almost back now. Just see the only light in the whole area is our light at the kennel there on the lake. It's pretty cool. It's like a little beacon when you're on the far end of the lake, especially on nasty nights, nasty weather nights. But back at our end of the lake now and about to make a curve and head back in. Lit the sauna before I went out, so should be a toasty sauna. We'll get in and give this lot a drink, something to eat, get them bedded down, and then I'm going to take a cold one into the sauna.